Hello. Hey, Ruru. How you doing? Doing okay, I hope. You can jump into voice if you want to. I'm fine with that on cooking streams. But do whatever you like. I'm just getting set up. I'll be ready in a couple minutes. I'm just going to use black iron today. I'm not going to pull out wok and do all that.
Hello.
Really simple ones today. At least fairly simple. Don't have a ton of time, so we're gonna make tom yum soup, which is gonna be shrimp and mushroom. I have an actual powder base for this. has galangal in it, so it should be relatively close. We're going to work on chicken gai pao, kapow, which is a ground chicken and basil recipe primarily. Also make some lime and chili marinade for it as well, and some fried eggs. Hey, Project Alex. Well, welcome in. Glad to see you. The third is going to be just a red. I'm going to try to make a red curry here. I'm not sure what ingredients I have for it offhand, but we're going to do it. Okay. A little out of sorts, but we'll be all right. I bought this soup-based stuff. I thought I'd give it a try. One container makes up to 2 gallons. And it is definitely Vietnamese.
2 gallons?
2 gallons.
Holy moly.
It's a 10-ounce can.
Dang. That should last a while at least.
Yeah, I only make this about every 6 months or so, so can ought to last about a year.
I was gonna say, maybe a little bit longer.
It's a little high on sodium, so don't make it too often.
That would make sense.
Today I'm going to try to make about a half gallon. I got to bring out the scale because this is measured in ounces. I also have dried shiitakes. Japanese shiitake. 2 ounces of dried ones ought to make quite a lot. I don't think I need but half of them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch over. And that is somehow or another they've gotten swapped. That's great. Okay. So this is probably the most simple way of doing this you could possibly do. We've got a can, as I said, of Thai Tom Yum soup base. This is just a powder mix that's got all the basic spices in it. This is salt, sugar, soybean oil, paprika, onion, yeast, extract, spices, galangal, and paprika, and lemongrass, and kaffir lime oil. So it's got everything already in it. So I thought I'd give it a try. I've had this can for about 3 or 4 months, and I still haven't even cracked it open yet. Same store, I bought these, which are the dried shiitake mushrooms. I was actually looking for oysters, but they don't have any. What she does have, however, are king oysters, which I didn't think I could get here. But they're absolutely huge. I mean, the package is like this big, and it weighs like 2 pounds. Then we've also got our shrimp for this as well. So that is basically it. I'm going to add a little bit of probably a little bit of the cilantro to it, and probably a little bit of the green onion, and that's going to be the end of it. That's it. So let's go ahead and get started with this, shall we? Should be relatively simple. I like using this one for opening cans. I'm not even really sure what this knife was originally designed for. Oh, okay then. I think this is a boning knife. Which does not sound like a good time. Come on. Open up. That's what it looks like. Ooh, that's strong smell. Oh boy. We shouldn't even really need to cook this for very long. Big old chunk there. That's 1 ounce. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. So this is the ratio for the mix on this is 5 ounces per gallon. So for a half gallon, it should be about 2.5 ounces. So I'll use a slightly little bit less. Helps with the sodium content because we're gonna have to add more water anyway because these mushrooms are dried. All right. We can start right off on this one. Last time I did this, it took like 3 hours because I was boiling out lemongrass and everything. Also might help if I actually measure the water I was using. 4 quarts to a gallon. Oh, I gotta do math because I forgot. I think it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. Okay. Oh, that's right. Let me switch over to the stove. Do a big sniff on that? Yeah. All right, so here we are at the stove. We're going to go ahead and get that started. I'm actually going to put in a little bit more than a half gallon, again, because of the mushrooms. Hope all of our European measurement friends enjoy this alchemy that we're doing. You can see that's a half gallon right there. That is why I'm not making a ton of it. I'm going to add another 2 cups to compensate for the mushroom. Get the temperature up on that, and then I'm going to start stirring that in when it starts bubbling a little bit. We'll go ahead and open up our mushrooms, and I'm going to just slice them in half. I'm going to figure out how to store these. Probably in the freezer, actually. Oh, these suckers are dry. Very, very dry. Now we have to put them in first. And we'll stuff them in a freezer bag with silica gel, because that's what's in there. Actually, I have 2 different kinds of these shiitakes. My God, these things are dry. It's like trying to cut a cashew nut. Crunch, crunch. For those that are here, shrimp only take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook. They really don't take long. Once they turn pink, they're done. So I've quit buying basically cooked shrimp because they cost like an extra $1 per bag, and there's really no effort involved in it unless you're just doing it to be lazy. Well, I gotta give them props. They really did dry these. These were dry. I just stuffed them in a plastic bag and put some silica gel in there. Hopefully that'll do it. All we're really gonna wait on is for the water to boil. I'm sure these will probably take about 20 minutes or so to rehydrate while they're steaming. I'll go ahead and grab some cilantro too. Not much, maybe a 1/4 cup. You don't want a little bit there. I also noticed something when I was at the grocery store. Some of the people at the registers were obviously competent, but some of them, I swear, they're just kind of intentionally doing some things that they do. When I bought this cilantro and I bought these onions and all, the guy at the register purposely yanked them out of the bag, put his hands all over them. I don't know why. You got about a little over a quarter cup, I think. Hey, Mother Glitch, welcome in. Right now, we're making a very simple Tom Yum seafood soup. I've got a base mix, which I've never tried before, so I thought to try it today. I've got a little bit less than a pound of raw shrimp. I've got a big fistful and a half of dried shiitake mushrooms and a little bit of cilantro. And I'm not gonna do anything else with it today. This is gonna be it for this one. We're just trying to get the water up to temperature right now so I can start rehydrating and steaming these mushrooms. How are you doing? I'm not having too great of a time right now, but you know, it'll be all right. Bring that back up there for you. That's close. Let's get close to boiling. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Let them start steaming. Well, and I bet those are going to grow pretty quick. Currently in pain. Yeah. I got you. Hey, Jindal, welcome in. How you doing? Thank you again for the scale, then, Brad. Tired and lazy, but still need to clean up. You left game earlier to go clean up. I hope you got something done. I can see it starting to change the color of the water a little bit. That's interesting. We're starting off with Tom Yum seafood soup, Jindal. Got stuff done. I have many more things to do. Taking a break and we'll resume. Next is bathroom. And then galbi. Okay. With ribs. And marinated it. Okay. I'm going to be making, I believe it's gai kan pao next, which is a basil chicken recipe with lots and lots and lots of hot chilies. I'm also going to go ahead and make it the traditional way and add the lime and chili, marinade with it, and we're going to make some jasmine rice and shallots go in it. I have to check. I got a lot of fresh bird's eye chilies for this one. No frozen. Very spicy. All right, we got a boil going. I'm gonna cut it back a little bit. Essentially, I think I've started making mushroom tea here. Oh, they're already starting to soak it up. Good. They're about half rehydrated. We'll go ahead and add our flavor and our galangal and everything. Ooh, it flared. Interesting. Oh my goodness, that smell. Wow, that just, ooh. It just whooshed right up. Yeah, yeah, it did. It flared right up. That when I put that powder in there, it instantly started smelling like the strongest ginger I've ever smelled. Since it's only got paprika in it, I'm gonna give it a little booster. Gotta get some of that chili flake in there. Oh, it does. I've never actually gotten a hold of fresh galangal before. That is a very strong gingery smell. All right, to keep the boil going, I got to keep it at around 6 to 6.5. We want it to simmer. Help coughing. You're burning your house down. Hey, welcome in, Tesla Model X Plaid. Nice to see you. Burning your house down? Why would you burn your house down? That's a little counterproductive, isn't it? I can't believe that stuff dissolves so fast. You don't know. Yeah, that smell of that galangal and lemongrass definitely smells very similar to the kind of thing that you definitely would expect out of cilantro. I'll probably do a little bit of a no-no here and mix a little bit of onion in there too. Because I remember very, very distinctly that when I used to get this at the restaurant, the Thai lady restaurant, that it had sliced onion in it. So we're going to go ahead and do that while those are getting going. We got a little bit of yellow onion right here. Also, thank you for, I guess that sounded like a call alert. Check. Hey, Jeshar. Hey, Bon. Hello. Fire would probably burn mine down. With the luck I've got, it might happen. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Tesla. Is that soup base something I could pick up on Amazon? Probably. It probably is. The fire's getting bigger. No, you're joking. Okay, good. That's entirely possible, Pon. I don't know. The way things have been going lately. Alright, so I've got about half of a really small onion. We're just gonna slice and dice it so that it's only like this, with little strips. We're just gonna drop that in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the whole thing. It's a very small onion. I used half of it this morning to make eggs. It's probably enough right there, but I'll go ahead and just put it all in there. We'll go ahead and add this little bit of cilantro in here too. We'll let it simmer and stew. We won't put the shrimp in until the last couple of minutes. You could use any kind of mushrooms you like. I wanted to actually use oysters, as I mentioned earlier. But that's pretty much it right there. I mean, you can add fish, you can add shrimp, you can add chicken as well if you want to cook some. Always more onion. You're burning your PC down. Uh-oh. Super speed cooking. Oh no! I forgot to turn that off. Cheshire. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Okay, those are turned off. Digital, if you happen to be there and you can refund it, go ahead and refund that, please. CPU temp is 57. That's not too bad. I've seen him get well past 70 or so before. Not that I'd want you to do that. I know my video card gets upwards of 70 on occasion. But that's when I'm, rendering, streaming, regulating everything all at one time, and running VR. I'm going to try to keep this soup moving around a little bit. While that starts simmering a little more, we set a timer. We're going to let that run for about 20 minutes or so. And I'll go ahead and start working on the chicken. Oh, CPU is warming up? Okay. Wok soup? No! I am not getting the wok out to put soup in it. No. No. You crazy, Cheshire. Oh boy. Alright. So this next one uses ground chicken. And I probably should mention that tonight I'm not going to stretch out very much so we can get going. I'm supposed to do this on Saturday, and then on Sunday I do all the prep work to get everything ready for work. Oh, we gotta hydrate. Okay, just a second. So I can't do all of it at one time and spend 4 hours on the stream. So thank you. Should not be drinking an energy drink right now, but you know, hey. Okay, so this is a basil chicken. It's called Gai Pad Krapao. I'm probably butchering it, but you know. For this one, this one also is fairly easy to do. So what we're going to do, let me go ahead and get that out. I'll go ahead and make our little sauce as well. Switch back over. All right. So we're going to start off with about a pound of very lean ground chicken. Try to use organic, clean stuff as much as possible. We're going to need fish sauce, lime juice, water, chilies, and garlic for our sauce. So let me grab some of that. You can get fish sauce fairly easy. I picked this up at the local grocery store. I didn't have to go to a specialty store for this. So fish sauce. Lime juice, which you also can get very easily at your grocery store. These, however, not so much. These are hard to get, at least around here. These are Thai bird's eye chilies. Luckily, the lady at the store likes me, so she lets me get less than a pound of them every time. Hey, Germ, welcome in. Hello. How are you doing? Okay. Okay, you good? Okay. How you doing, Germ? Welcome in. We're getting started on our chicken dish, our first chicken dish today. I'm gonna have two of them. This is standard garlic here. It says use 1 clove. I, of course, always translate 1 to mean 2. Because you never have enough. This is supposed to be a garlicky dish. So there we go. We got 2 cloves. Gonna be a cooking dirt too. Hey, what you making? We need about a tablespoon of water for this one. Well, Got a tablespoon of water. We don't actually need this many chilies for this little sauce here. We're going to make that with just 2 chilies and 1 garlic clove. So this is our sauce ingredients, just our side sauce. Now for our chicken, we need holy basil. This is one of the few things you need that's hard to get a hold of. They want 1.5 cups of leafy holy basil for this. Unfortunately, that is not happening. So what I have is I have standard regular Thai basil, and I ordered some dried holy basil. So there's our Thai basil. You can see that it has a very different leaf structure. Very different from what you normally get. Stir our soup and get our holy basil. This is the holy basil, and it is in dried form. We're going to use about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons of this. I got to kind of guess because we need about a cup of this, and it's supposed to be a 1.5 cups of both. So we'll use that. This one uses anywhere from 1 to 10 chilies for that part of the recipe. So I'm going to use 10. There we go. Actually, that's 12. This is going to be a spicy one. These peppers are hotter than habaneros for those of you that understand the difference. We need 2 tablespoons of garlic, minced garlic for this one. I'm going to use the jar garlic for this part. Because it takes forever to mince that stuff. I'll do it for the fresh for the sauce, but we'll just go ahead and use this for that. A lot of people will tell you don't use it, but there's really no difference. Especially for those of you that want to cook at home. That's a lot of garlic. Used to grow those on the farm here. They can, yeah, they can. I think if I remember, I looked it up. Habaneros are typically around 50,000 Scoville. These bird's eye chilies are over 150,000 typically. So they get hot. That right there is enough to take your gut out if you're not used to it. We need 1/3 cup of shallots for this one. I got 1 left over from last week. I got 2 fresh ones. These are big shallots. Probably don't even need that one. I need a cup of fresh green beans. In this case, we're actually going to dice them. So I got some fresh long beans here. Chicken tortilla soup also sounds good. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you for the follow, Dak Dragon 2017. Welcome in. Okay, next up. We need oyster sauce, soy sauce, dark soy sauce, and fish sauce. Now we already have our fish sauce here. Dark soy sauce is hard to find. I did find some at our local Indian grocery store, so I do have one, but this is the only one I've been able to find in over a year. But we're going to use it today. I'm going to use a little bit less of these sauces for this than what's called for in the recipe because of the sodium content. This is very high in sodium, and I'm not allowed to have it. So I've got to take it easy on how much I use. Oyster sauce is really this. This is oyster flavored sauce. Hey Dio, welcome in. This oyster flavored sauce is 870 milligrams per tablespoon. Ooh, that's a lot. This low sodium soy sauce is 630 milligrams of sodium per tablespoon. And this dark soy sauce is what? Please tell me 7 grams is a tablespoon because it's upwards of 5,000, 2 billion grams. Now it's 350 per 7 grams. And this is made in India. This is absolutely an Indian one. It's made in India. It's even got the script on it. So I'm going to go check what 7 grams translates into as far as teaspoons and all. Let me check. Seven grams is 1.5 teaspoons. So it's actually less than the soy sauce. That's okay. That's fine. That's not real bad. Woo! The way that's written, it may just mean that it's the whole bottle, in which case it's 5,000 for the whole bottle. That may not be an unreasonable number for that. Where did my recipe go? There we go. Now we also need some oil for this as well, but that's for cooking our chicken with. This is pretty much it. This is what goes in it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this all around and get a picture for you. I post all these pictures and the recipes in the Discord, although I am a little behind right now. I admit that I've had some trouble over the holidays and everything else, and I'm about 8 or 9 recipes behind. So I've got them all queued and I've got them all set up. I just have not had time to sit down and do it. I will figure out some time to get it done though, I promise. If anybody wants to join the Discord, they're welcome to do so. The Discord link is under the stream. It is a permanent link. It'll allow you to join at any time. You're welcome to come and go as you please. You just need to identify yourself when you come in so we know who you are. I don't do bot verification because it tends to let bots in and trolls. So you just need to let us know you're there, and one of our moderators or sous chefs or executive sous chefs will let you in, and you have access to everything because I don't charge for anything and I don't put anything behind the paywall. Okay, I got a picture, so we'll go ahead and start prepping this. We've still got about 5 or 6 minutes left, but that's plenty of time for us to go ahead and start chopping some things up. I suggest, and I'm not going to do this today because I don't have it more, I suggest wearing gloves when you're working with these chilies. I very much do because they will burn into your skin. But for now, we'll go ahead and get everything ready. So we'll go ahead and start making our sauce first before we start prepping our actual veggies. The reason I'm making the sauce first is because we've only got a couple minutes. So for our sauce, we need our water. We need a tablespoon of lime juice. Be sure you shake the bottle up real good first. Now, let me check to see how much fish sauce it was, because the fish sauce is actually the worst one. It's 1,500 milligrams of sodium. Why am I focused on the sodium? It's because I have high blood pressure. So I have a reason for it. I know a lot of people say, there's no reason, there's no reason, there's no reason. Well, there is a reason. It's because I do have high blood pressure. Okay, yes, it's a tablespoon of fish sauce. I'm going to use a little less than that. Because basically this is salt. There we go. Remember, I'm also putting fish sauce in the other part of the recipe too, so it's quite a bit. Now we'll get out our small chopping boards and a very small one. Healthy dosage of MSG. How you doing, Ben Brett? I'm gonna rinse these off real quick. I'm gonna try my best to keep my fingers out of the juice, but it's not gonna happen. I know I'm gonna get burned. We go. We're just going to let those sit in that acid to marinate. Hey, Blue, welcome in. Weekend went by too quick. Yes, it did. How you doing, Blue? Welcome in. Now, before I do that, I'm going to rinse this off so that you get some juice off of it. How you doing today, Blue? Glad to see ya. This knife is not big enough for this. If you're chopping up your garlic, you want to try to smash it a little bit first. That way you can get the skin off fairly easy. Getting over a flu bug? Oh, yeah, that was me a week and a half ago. I think it got everybody. I'm going to cut these nice and thin. Will get very sticky on you. Just gonna put all that in the acid. All right, there's our first alarm. Hey, Flutter Tide, welcome in. Hey, Brownie. Oh my gosh, Brownie, you're coming in with the raid. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome in. Oh, thank you, Jindal. I got it. Everybody's been out the last couple of days, so I've been doing it myself so much I forgot. How are you doing, everybody? Welcome in. I don't normally do streams on Sunday, but there was my daughter was here in town and a few other things. And welcome in Flutter Tie as well, and thank you for the follow, Instance eBear as well. We're in the process of doing 2 dishes at once right now. I've got some tom yum soup cooking on the stove right now, and I'm making a little bit of a marinade sauce for our chicken gai kapow. So this is the marinade that goes with it, so that you can soak it in. But hello, welcome in. It's supposed to be an L on my name, not an A, not an I. Flutter Tie. Okay. But the day today was pretty chill. Yeah. It's pretty calm around here too. My daughter's headed out, we've gone home. And I'm just kind of cooking right now. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your community over here. I'll try to entertain everybody the best I can, but today we just cooking. All right, I'm gonna swap over real quick. This is the soup we're working on. This is a tom yum soup. We've got shiitake mushroom, onion, a soup base mix which I bought. It's riddled with lemongrass and galangal. The smell is very strong. I'm just checking on our mushrooms to make sure they're nice and soft and spongy, because this has been simmering for about 20 minutes. About a half-gallon of soup here. We've got some onion in here as well. And it looks like they might need to simmer for about another 10 minutes or so. So this is the soup that we're working on right now. You're making me hungry again. I just ate a few hours ago. Well, you know, that's kind of my job. Both to teach and to share and to make you hungry. That's kind of my job. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to set another timer for about another 10 minutes or so. And we'll continue working on this. So we've got our garlic, we've got our shallots, we've got our sauces here. We're going to make a marinade for our chicken, which consists of soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, and fish sauce. These 4 are a lot of salt. Please be careful with them. Do not go overboard. Get a little sip here. Whew. So next up, we need about a cup of green beans. Now, in this case, it's a little different than what you normally would do. Green beans, normally when you're putting in these types of things, you're just kind of frying them. But not this time. This time, they're going to be part of the chicken. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our green beans and we're going to cut them into very small amounts. So I'm going to put them in the rinse here. Wherever my little thing is. There it is. We're going to cut them and chop them up. Very, very small. About 1/4 inch increments. Let me go ahead and get a bowl. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to trim off the tip. Just the tip, mind you. And we're going to cut them like this. This is different. You don't normally do this. This is going to take a few minutes. Them, what are you doing over there in my wholesome chat? How you doing? Just like this. This is, I know it's a little different. It's not something you normally would do. Do take your time though and watch your fingers. I don't want to hear about anybody cutting up any fingers. I've done my share. I don't need to do any more myself. Luckily, not too many people have seen me do it. Never done it on stream, thank goodness. About a half cup already. Not too bad. Just here buttering your toast. What's on the menu? Scala, I've got a tom yum seafood soup that's simmering right now. We've got I got a soup-based mix that I'm trying out. It's got galangal and everything in it that I normally can't find. Shiitake mushrooms and shrimp. We are working on a chicken dish right now called Gai Kong Pao. Gai Kong Pao. Kapow. I'm just getting our veggies ready for this. We're going to be mixing in these green beans along with a lot of chili peppers and garlic. We've already made some of the marinade to go with it. This marinade is used with the rice and the chicken. I'm also going to be making some red curry as well. Red chicken curry. We'll be doing that last. How are you doing, Scala? I won't bring up the other thing, don't worry. Did you get your microphone fixed? Tried taking a nap before work, and yeah, the mic works and sounds great. That's good. Mine still sounds a little weird. We haven't figured it out yet, but for some reason it's like automatically turning me into an ASMR streamer. While a lot of people like that, that's not really the intention when I'm trying to actually game. I may not be the best gamer in the world, but hey. Still kind of weird. Might need to use a filtering program. Wow. It isn't that it's noise, it's that it's very quiet. I've got it turned up to the point where it's peaking, but it still sounds like I'm whispering or something. You can hear me, it's clear, but it just sounds a little odd. All right, we've got almost a cup. We're getting there. We're almost done with it. I got a whole pound of these green beans. I'm going to have to do something else with them too. I think they're going to go in the red curry. Normally when we do green beans with these types of things, it goes with beef, but it can go with chicken. Nothing says that it can't. The definition of curry is not exactly a fixed definition. You can make it any way you want to. I've made dozens of them, and all of them different every time. This will be spicy though. Sometimes I forget my mic only works at a certain angle. Yeah, that's true. Mine is a cardioid. And I may have had it on back. I may have had it set up backwards. I'm not sure. if I'm being honest, I turned it around a little while ago, but I haven't done any test sounds with it yet. It takes a little while to make these beans. Now we're going to julienne these onions, these shallots over here. You don't have to use these, but you could use a red onion, but it's not going to taste the same. Shallots are generally a little sweeter. Keep getting friend requests from the bigger streamer servers. That's okay. I found out something I'll tell you about later. Kind of interesting. I'm wondering if Jindal went and checked to see if he was on there too. You know what I'm talking about if you're there, Jindal. That link I sent you a little while ago. Something like 200 had been uploaded in the last 24 hours. You could be one of them. Hey, Fi, welcome in. I'll tell you later, Scala. It's just kind of funny. It's a little weird, but it's funny. All right, so we've got a cup of chopped green beans now. These are cut down to about 1/4 inch. So we're going to use them just like that. Next up is our chilies. This, of course, is where I'm going to start messing up and getting my fingers. Okay, there's the second alarm. We let our soup simmer for another 10 minutes. It's been about a half an hour now. How you doing, Fi? Welcome in. It's already boiled down a little bit too. I'm going to have to add a little more water. It smells great. I don't think our mushrooms are going to get any better than that. I'm going to add a little bit of water. That looks like it's boiled out of 2 cups. I'm going to bring the heat back up a little bit to get it back up to boiling. And then we're going to add our shrimp. Still all good, but tired? Yeah. Yeah, I'm tired too. I've had a bit of a day today. Let's see. We'll get that back up. It's still steaming, but we're going to get it back up to boiling. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and mix our sauce real quick. Okay, let's see. We need 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of sweet dark soy, 1 tablespoon of fish, and 1 tablespoon of light soy. All right, the oyster sauce is 870 milligrams per tablespoon. So I'm going to put 1.5 of that. The dark soy sauce apparently is a little bit less, so we'll go ahead and use 1.5 on that one. Thank you for the fun. Oh wow, it's Tasty Man Milk. Wow, it's been a long time. They let you have your name back, huh? How you doing? Welcome in. I didn't think they were ever going to let me have that name back. You happened to come in when we had several people here that knew who you were. That's cool. It was so goofy the way that they took you out in the first place. It wasn't justified at all. All right. I'm using 3/4 of a tablespoon of fish sauce. I'm going to use the full tablespoon of the light soy sauce. Hopefully that'll be boiling here in just a second. We'll add our shrimp. Yeah, Scala knows. All right, let's see here. This is a little darker. This soup is a little darker than the version I remember. That's fine. I'm going to drop these shrimp straight in. I'm not even going to detail them right now. You just do that when I'm eating. We're going to use all 12 ounces of it. Right at the moment, this very moment, we're making 2 recipes at one time. This is a Tom Yum seafood soup. I'm just dropping in shrimp. Few at a time. This one will be done in just a few minutes, actually. Our second one is a chicken dish called Gai Ka These are Thai recipes today. Then I'm going to make a Thai red curry as well. Most of these shrimp are still kind of frozen, so I'm just going to drop them in there, let it get back up to temperature. Skins real quick. Did just have them in raw shrimp after all. Shrimp don't take but a couple of minutes to cook, so we'll let it get back up to temperature. They'll just turn bright pink when they're done. Get a little firm. You don't want them to cook too much because they'll start shrinking. Once you shrink them all the way down, they're kind of pointless. They just sort of dissolve. You see that? You see that? They're already half done. They've only been in there for a few seconds. I'm just measuring out, while that's going on, I'm just measuring out the oyster sauce and the soy sauce for making this other mix for our chicken. And then we'll drop our chicken in here in a few minutes. 3 tablespoons of this oyster sauce. Wow. It's kind of thick too. There we go. It's almost boiling. A little of my drink here. Whew. dark soy sauce. Again, if anybody wants to join the Discord, they're welcome to do so. The recipes are all there, along with some other information that I have. I'm going to use a full tablespoon of our dark soy sauce, and it is quite dark. This is actually a clear bottle. Interesting. All right, let me pay attention to what's going on over here. The shrimp are about 3/4 of the way cooked. They were a little freezer burned. That's why I wanted to go ahead and use them. See how quick we make that. Takes a little time for it to simmer, but very simple. And that's enough for 4 people easily. All right. I'll let that simmer for a couple more minutes and we'll go ahead and work on our next part here. Now I've gone ahead and I've mixed, you heard me, I was mixing the different types of salt sauce here. So it's got kind of a thickness to it. But this is what we're going to be cooking our chicken in. All right, so that's fairly well mixed. We've got our garlic, we've got our chicken, and we've got our green beans, and we've got our serving sauce with it. I made that first because of the acid requirements. The acid's going to eat into those chilies and make a chili, kind of a chili vinegar. Next up is where I messed up my fingers. The hot chilies. Death chilies. Two, 4, 6, 8. The other 2 go. Okay. Y'all want to see where I got my meat from? I've done this a few times on the stream. Bird's eye chili. No problem. You eat them? The bad part is that you can eat them fairly easy, but it'll burn the holy living crap out of your fingers. Ooh, yeah. I can feel that burn. These are not common around here. These are hard to find. I only know of one store that has them. The Indian store does have them, but they only have the green ones. The Vietnamese store has them, but they only have the red ones. So if I need both, which I technically do today because I was supposed to use the green ones in that chili sauce, I'd have to go to both stores to get it. I didn't have time for that. That one had a little bit of bite to it. I don't care if they're supposed to be whole in most of these recipes. Some places they do, some places they don't. They want you to julienne them, they want you to slice them, whatever. I want the flavor to come out. This is how I'm going to burn my fingers right here. Red chilies. 10 of them. Doesn't burn your fingers? I don't know what to tell you. My fingers are a little more sensitive. Who knows? Right now, it hasn't burned anything, so I don't know. Maybe it'll be okay today. Ah. I can tell you the left side of my mouth is burning pretty good. All right, basil. As I said, you're supposed to be using a cup and a half of fresh holy basil, but holy basil is not an option today for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out about 2 tablespoons of dried basil. Typically, the only time I use this is for drunken noodles. That may be a cup, I don't know. I don't know how much it is when it's dehydrated. Holy basil is a little different for Thai basil. It has a very peppery smell to it, very peppery taste. It is a bit strong. All right, let me check on our shrimp. Looks like the shrimp are fully cooked and they're soaking in the juice now. So I'm going to go ahead and take them off the stove. Ah, that smells good. It smells really good. All right, we need about a cup of fresh leaves here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. I think something else, and I think I've mentioned this once or twice. If you're having a problem with getting, greens that are all wilted and you can't get anything half decent at the store right now, which is possible, one thing you can do is you can get a very big bowl and fill it with water, and you can set those greens down in there for a couple of hours. Just leave them in there. Let them rehydrate. It may, in fact, do a pretty good job of it before you put them away. This is Thai basil, standard Thai basil. It has a very nice smell to it. It's used a lot of times as an addition to other things like soups and such. If you use it for Vietnamese stuff, you might consider it pho as well. It's supposed to be served with pho. I rather like pho. I've made it here a couple of times, but I haven't made it from scratch. That takes days. Doing it the right way, it takes days. Let's see. Having it relatively loose. We're not chopping it up into tiny little bits. A little bit more. I'm I'm also going to add something to this that I just thought about that I have in the freezer. I need to use them. There we go. That's about a cup, a little bit more, a little bit less. They never really tell you if it's packed or what. So we'll use that much. Now we need a third of a cup of julienne shallots. This is a third of a cup right here. Shallots are our little purple onions. These are unfortunately a little bit on the pricey side lately. But they're generally fairly sweet. Just depends on how old they are. Older ones tend to be a little bit more of a bite. Pretty little purple onions. Careful with your knife. Get our Japanese chopping knife here. That one shallot alone is more than a third. I guess the real answer is one medium shallot. There we go. Guess I got 2 more for next week. I tend to use shallots for things that they're not really called for anyway, because the sweeter onion tastes better sometimes. Fingers are getting all sticky. All right, holy basil, shallot, purple green beans, salt. Let's see, what else we got? This is gonna be tasty and spicy. All right, where are my notes? Okay. First stage for this one is to add our garlic, chilies, and shallots. So those are going to be the first thing that we add. So we're going to pull those out, set them over here. We're going to get our black iron frying pan for this one. I know I could use the wok for this, but I'm not going to do it today. Garlic, chilies, and shallots. Okay. That's stage one. Then we fry those in a little bit until they're about half done. Then we add our ground meat, which we're going to have to do next. Cook that for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's a little bit brown. Add a little water here and there. Then we'll pour our sauce in, which is this one. We want our beans to be crunchy, but the beans will be next. Then we add our basil right at the end. Now, I'm going to have to add the basil a little bit earlier than that because it's dry. It'll need to simmer a little bit, and then we add our regular basil right behind it. Thai basil. So here we go. I'm going to start bringing up our pan here. And I'm going to switch you all over to the stove. We also need to fry a couple of eggs for this as well. This is generally served with fried egg on top. I'm going to wipe that pan out a little bit because I used it earlier. You don't really need to wash these pans too much. I just wipe them out a little bit. There we go. We're going to heat this up. We're going to use high temperature oil for this, so I'm going to use not olive oil, but grapeseed oil, or no, I'm going to use something new today. I got safflower and avocado oil. So we're going to use a couple tablespoons of this. It's a little bit higher temperature, so it won't smoke as much. Here's a couple tablespoons. Our soup is over here just steaming. We've already got half of our dinner done in about an hour and a half. Right after this, we'll go ahead and start cooking up some rice. I'll use our Dutch oven for that. I don't have one of those fancy schmancy rice cooking things. Or one pots or anything like that. Like some furs. That's big. I'm just picking. Rice cookers are a must. I don't have one. I have made a couple of different ones on the stove at the Dutch oven that have come out nice and fluffy and dry and not soggy, but not dry either. We're going to try again today. It's been a little while since I've done it. All right, our oil is relatively liquid now. There's our hot peppers, shallots, and our garlic. I can already smell that garlic. I don't know why I've got to be using these bamboo ones. I just ate one of those chilies raw right in front of you, Cheshire. Also, it's not appropriate tonight to use this knife, but I may use it. But I just want to say thank you again to Boo Boo. This is a very nice knife. I spent a lot of time researching them, and I really appreciate you sending me that. You didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. I've got a couple of really nice knives now. I've got some that are really worth working on. It's a Damascus steel, so it'll hold its edge a lot longer. All right, we basically got our chili, onion, and garlic mash ready. I'll let it simmer for another minute or so. It's really releasing its odor right now. We'll go ahead and get our chicken in here and get it started. Ooh, wow. We'll get this broken up, get a little bit of oil in it. All right, we're gonna let that sit for a minute or two here. But with something. Oh, thank you. Hey, T-Pain, welcome in. How you doing? Ooh, wow. All that chili just loosened up my entire nose, everything. Hold on just a second. It's funny how I can just eat those peppers like they're nothing, but I get a little bit of that in my nose and I'm done for. All right, some of the chicken fat is starting to come out. That's good. I'm ready to heat up just a little bit. Doing well. How are you doing today? My second mom grows chili penguins and puts them in dishes. Oh, pequeños. Oh, yeah. So far, it's looking pretty good. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to get a little water and hold it on standby just in case. We don't want our chicken to dry out. I don't think we're going to have problems, though. We want our chicken about half to 3/4 of the way cooked before we add all this sauce in here. Bamboo is also quite good to use with black iron. This is a bamboo spoon here. You could use this with your wok. I'm gonna steal a shrimp. They do look good, don't they? I can see the chili oil in there from the sauce, from that powder mix. It's nice. I think that soup's gonna be quite good. All right, our chicken is about half to 3/4 of the way cooked right now. There's still a lot of steam coming off of it, and it has a very garlicky, peppery smell to it, which is good. I'm just kind of grinding it up a little more, breaking it up. We're going to let it dry down just a little bit. We want our chicken to be a little bit brown before we start adding our soy sauce. I'm also going to try and find out the name of the lady that runs the Vietnamese store. I want to give her some credit here because she's done a lot for us, actually. The red curry will be next. That one's going to be green beans and red bell pepper, chicken breast sliced up, coconut milk, red curry sauce paste. I'm going to use the good stuff. I got a can of it, the Mayeri brand. All right, I've got our basil and our beans ready here in a minute. It's starting to dry out just a little bit. Our meat is still doing pretty well. It's starting to brown just a little. We'll let it cook a little longer. I know we're past 5 minutes now. It's fine. Good food takes a little bit of time.
Right. Extra.
Yeah, I see you, T-Pain. used to order this seafood soup. It generally had a piece of fish in it too, but I don't have it today. Probably 2 times a week. I used to go over there a lot before I learned how to cook. Really miss that lady. I hope she's doing well in her retirement. She was a really nice lady. She was when I last ran into her, I looked pretty sad. She was like, "Don't you start, don't you start, don't you start." I was, what? She's like, "No, no, no. I don't want to leave either, but I'm too old for this." All right, we're gonna add our sauce here. I asked her about the recipes. She said, use any recipe you find online. All of them are good. All you need to do is just take the time to do it. See how our chicken is just absorbing it? Soaking it right up. She told me I was doing the right thing. I was learning how to cook the right way. And she looked at a couple of the ones I did. She said, all I need to do is just practice a little bit and I'll be perfect. So that's what I'm doing. I'm add a little bit of water. I don't want this drying out. All right, time to add our green beans and our holy basil. This is the powdered basil, the dry basil. Oh my goodness, that smell. There it is right there. I'll add a little bit more water. Our green beans only need to cook for a minute or two. We're going to let our holy basil soak up a little bit of water. Might a little more. Just kind of going to do it by ear sometimes. I say that, but you know. I hope everybody's enjoying this. This is really not a bad one today. This is fairly easy. It's easy to make. It's easy to do. It's good. A lot of food for not a whole ton of money. I will admit this week it cost me about $140, $150, but you know, I'm making a lot of food here. Especially for me. I think I'll end up putting some of this in the freezer. Might add a little bit more water to start to dry out again. I want that basil puffing up. You can see our green beans are starting to puff up a little bit too. They were a little dry. Probably from sitting in the fridge. All right, I'm going to add our other basil now. Oh, and there's that basil smell. Oh my goodness. It's just instant. Doesn't that look good? Huh. I cleared out enough in my freezer now that I forgot that I have an entire rack of baby back ribs. Now, it's withered a little bit. You can see that that it's withered down a little. That is a very nice basil smell. I don't know why I actually turned that heat off, because we're just going to set this over on the side here. Because next up, we're going to start heating this up. This is our Dutch oven. It's black iron Dutch oven. I'm going to grab our jasmine rice. So we're going to do about 3 cups of rice because we got a couple of different recipes that this is going with. So we're going to use about 4 cups of water. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in there. I'm not even sure that this is the bag I should open, but I'm just opening it because I don't have time. We have 2 cups of water. A little less than 4. While that's heating up, we'll get our rice ready. Got a big old bag of hot jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is what you should be using for most of these types of recipes. Thai food is going to be jasmine rice or white rice. And we're going to need 3 whole cups. So I'm going to rinse out our orange cup here. And dry it off with a paper towel really well. I know there's a little bit of a yellow tint. I still haven't figured out how to get rid of that. I think it's because of the lighting that's over there. We're going to get this water up to where it's starting to boil just a little bit, and we'll add our rice. I'm going to do it the way that the bag tells me to do it. We'll see how it comes out. Basically, all we're going to do is we're just going to heat this up until it boils, and then we're going to add our rice, and we're going to just turn the heat all the way back down and just let it steam. And it takes about 15 minutes. And then you need to just stir it up a little bit so that it doesn't stick. Keep watching the water. Don't watch the water, it won't boil. A watch pot never boils. At least that's what they say. I've still got half a bag of chilies left. Gave me a little Ziploc baggie full of them. I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator. We'll see if we can use them for something else too. Probably need them for our red curry too. I'm gonna go ahead and get some ingredients ready for that as well. While we're waiting, red curry, green curry, massaman curry. They're all kind of all over the place as to what you want to put in them, because I've seen various different things. Today, we're going to use, oh, I'm forgetting about the eggs. I need to make some eggs too. We'll make the eggs as well. I gotta get the krapow out of that pan. Our chicken curry is going to be a pound of boneless chicken breast cut into thin strips, which I have. We have our red curry paste, zucchini, red bell pepper, carrots, 1 onion, a little bit of cornstarch, coconut milk, and cilantro. We're going to make it relatively simple today. And keep it simple. All right, let's get that up. I'm going to wait until this boils before we start the next one. Too hot. On the forearm. Today is actually going to be mostly cooking, isn't it? It's not all prep work. A lot of these recipes are just a ton of prep work. These are not that bad. One quick rinse, black and clean. That simple. Once you've got your black iron set up, you're all good to go. And it doesn't matter, and that's something a lot of people seem to think, is that it needs to be the old stuff. It's true the old stuff works a little better sometimes, but modern black iron is just as good as 100-year-old stuff. It really is. It's just you need to be sure that you don't get stuff that's too thin. If you get stuff that's too thin and doesn't have any weight to it, it'll overheat quickly. All right, we got a little bit of a boil going on. We're going to go ahead and add our rice. We're going to do 3 cups. Definitely something that you should buy in larger bags. You really don't need a lot of it. Yeah, you can use the little 1 pound bag, but I'd suggest getting the bigger ones because they are definitely a better deal. We're going to get that back up to a boil because that's adding a lot of mass to this. I'm going to stir it in really well so it's nice and broken up. Once we get it back up to a boil, we'll go from there. Darkness Dragoon, welcome in. Hello, and thank you for the raid. Hello, how are you all doing? We blew up the ocean, and you want some sushi. How are you doing, Darkness? Thank you, Jindal. Thank you so much.
I'll have to see that later. That was funny. Oh.
How are you all doing, Raiders? Thank you so much for being here.
Oh.
I'm normally not streaming today, but, or at least not today, meaning Sunday, but today I am. So I'm glad to have everybody visiting today. It's been great stream so far. We are working on some Thai recipes. Thank you so much from Darkness Dragoon. So much for the raid today. We have made some basil chicken, known as Gai Kapow. Kapow. We are currently working on making some jasmine rice. And it's back up to boiling, so I'm going to bring the temperature all the way down to like 2. And then we're going to cover it. And just let it steam for about 15 or 20 minutes. We have made over here some Tom Yum seafood soup, which is just shrimp today. Right there. We've got shiitake mushroom and fresh raw shrimp, and a little bit of onion and cilantro. And now we're getting ready to go for the third one. Welcome in, Eye of the Night. Hello. Basil chicken sounds familiar, which is weird because I don't think you've had Thai food. Hey, Weaver, welcome in. Well, that recipe looks like this. We've got some crunchy green beans, we've got Thai holy basil, and we've got some Thai basil in here, as well as a lot of red bird's eye chilies. Very spicy stuff. I'm working on the rice for this. We've made some sauce. We've also got some vinegar here with, not vinegar, but water and lemon juice, which is still acidic, with our Thai chilies. This is looks much healthier than the fast food. Yes, that's kind of the whole point here. I don't do these streams but about once a week because it's a lot of food and it's a lot of effort. But I do it for the whole week. I actually meal prep here, and I try to help everybody else out, giving them some ideas. We've got a Discord with all the information in it. You're welcome to join if you wish to do so. Just let us know you're there. And I try to make recipes once a week. I do post the recipes. I am a little behind. I do admit it. Currently, we're working on our rice. And now I'm going to work on some red curry, since you all just came in. I try to keep the salt down for those that are new, that just came in. The reason for that is because I do have high blood pressure. I suggest, if you're going to use these types of red curry pastes or green curry paste or yellow curry or whichever, that you try to see if you can get these. Same there? Yeah, you know what I mean then. It's really hard to balance everything out. These Maeri brand, are generally much better than the ones that you find in the grocery store. They're about $1 or $2 a can. You're only going to use about half the can. So, there you go. there we go. So we got red curry paste. We've got some light coconut milk this time. Cooking at home is really good for when you cook for more than one day, multiple people. Otherwise, it quickly gets tiring if you do it every day. That is exactly why I'm doing this way. So we've got a red bell pepper for this one. I believe we are going to use another yellow onion for this. Let me see. We also need some zucchini, some carrots, cornstarch, and cilantro. This is a relatively simple one compared to some of them I've done in the past. But we're going to try this one out today. So we've got our cilantro. Thank you so much for coming in, by the way, Darkness. Thank you. Thank you. It's very hard to get any visibility today. And I really appreciate it when somebody chooses to spend their time and bring their community here to raid over here. I do appreciate it. I can't stream as much as I'd like, but I try. Okay, zucchini. And I've got something extra for this one. I got me a big old bag of fresh bean sprouts. Oh, we've got to hydrate too. Okay, give me just a sec. We're going to need about, I believe it's a cup of carrots. Half cup of sliced carrots. So let me grab that. We're going to use diced up matchstick carrots today. Normally I would try to strip these down and everything else, but it's a little easier this way. So we've got about a half cup of carrots. Doesn't have to be do everything from scratch. Do everything from scratch. It does not have to be that. It really doesn't. Now, as far as this cucumber goes, the reason I have this cucumber is not for this. It's actually for the other recipe. Oh, we got to hydrate too. Okay, just a sec. I got it right here. A cup of sliced half zucchini, 1 red bell pepper, 1 onion quartered in half, a tablespoon of cornstarch, the whole can of coconut milk, 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro. So we're going to go ahead and get that stuff ready. I'm going to get a picture here as well. These are fresh bean sprouts. I am going to include some of these into this red curry mix. It's always a good filler, as well as a little bit extra crunch with some of your recipes, especially these Thai recipes. Here's our zucchini. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any really good zucchini. I had to get these weak little things, but we'll use them. Poor little things. I couldn't find any good ones. And we're going to need a chicken breast as well. And I always include a little bit of these in our final. So always have a couple of these around when you're working on this. Glad I could catch another of your streams. I've been meaning to try and raid you back, and I always enjoy these food streams. You know, I try to keep a fairly consistent schedule and always do these cooking streams on Saturdays, but it looks like a lot of people are also around on Sunday. So I may alternate them every now and then and do some on Sundays as well, because it looks like today has actually been a good day. And I appreciate everybody for coming in, and I'd like to be able to share a little more. And if it means moving the stream around a little bit here and there, I'll be glad to do it. Saturday seems to be a very busy night for a lot of people. So for the most part, you could do this recipe. You could do this recipe with tofu as well. Tofu will work very well with this red curry sauce. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you can use that. Coconut milk, it's not animal based. But in this case today, I am going to use chicken. I've got a couple of chicken breasts here. Let's see. Gonna. Oh, that's still got salt in it. I've got kind of a mix of two different kinds of actual dishes now. I don't want to try to mix them in the same group. So I'll just set some of these bean sprouts down in here. There we go. I'm going to cook some of them in with the curry, but most of them are usually added for serving. All right, so here is our mix for this one. I'm going to turn this around and take a picture here. I will post this on our Discord. As I said, if you want to come in, just let me know you're there. Be a little patient because I'm the only one working right now. If one of my mods happens to see you and bring you in, that's great, but don't assume that they will. Give me a few hours, okay? All right, I got that picture. I didn't even get the chicken yet. Oops. Let me get the chicken. I've also got a big old thing of beets as well. Using about $11 worth of chicken here. We won't even need this much. We only need one. There we go. Oopsie. Okay. Check on our rice. Yep, it's steaming up quite nicely. I didn't check the time on it, however. I'll kind of have to keep an eye on it. Get another picture here real quick. Okay. Recipe, where'd you go? So Thai red curry is relatively simple. You're really after your red curry paste and your coconut milk. You can use various different types of ingredients for this. You could put, water chestnuts, things like that. Can't taste cilantro. Yeah, cilantro. It tastes like soap. I feel sorry for those poor people. Cilantro really adds to a lot of recipes. It's used for all sorts of things, especially Mexican food. Okay. Let's go ahead and start doing our prep work for this while our rice is steaming. I'm going to put about another 5 minutes on the timer here and check it. All right. We're going to do our chicken last because once we open up our chicken and put it on the board, we can't do anything else after that until it's been scrubbed. So we'll do all of our veggies first. We've already got our carrots done. We've already got our bean sprouts done as well. So I'm going to go ahead and dump those in there. We're going to go ahead and open up our coconut milk and our curry paste. Cornstarch is very, very inexpensive. I didn't put it in the picture, but oh well. This is used as a thickening agent to make your sauce a little more thick, because this coconut milk is going to water it down pretty quickly. We're going to use the whole can. There's going to be some coconut cream in here. I'm going to actually mix it in today, thicken it up a little bit. I have no food issues at all, darkness. So I'm one of the lucky ones. No gluten allergies, nothing like that. There we go. Can of light coconut milk. I am definitely going to use a little bit more of this curry paste than they tell you to use, because I like it to be a little spicy. There you go. There's the difference between the cheap store stuff and the good stuff. It's got a lot more color to it. All right. Next up is our chop stuff. I'm gonna pull that cilantro away. Our green onions are for serving, so we'll go ahead and start with our zucchini and our pepper here. I'm going to go ahead and use our new knife for this one. It's probably not appropriate, but you know what? Very special, very, very special friend of mine gave me this knife. I'm going to use it a little bit today. If you cut it right, you can get most of the seeds and everything out on one pass. See how quick that was? That wasn't too bad. I gotta be careful because this knife will go through my fingers just as fast as it'll go through this pepper. We want to cut these into strips, thin strips. You like eating the seeds? And coconut milk as well? Red bell peppers are very sweet. These will add an interesting flavor to the mix. I haven't done this type of a recipe before. I've done red curry, but not one like this. All right, here we go. This knife will take these, I can take these things to be paper thin. You see this? Thank you so much, Ruru. Look at that. I can just make them paper thin if I want to. No effort at all, just the weight of the knife. There's our first alarm. Let me check on this rice. Looks very fluffy. It may be done, almost done. Yeah. There's a little bit sticking at the bottom, but it's not bad. I'm gonna turn the heat off. I'm gonna leave it open to let it steam out a little bit. Let it dry up just a little. I like my rice to be a little bit more dry. Yeah, this is a dang good knife. My boo-boo Ruru bought it for me. I'd been thinking about it for months and months and months, but I'm one of those types that just won't spend money on things. So he made the decision for me. I don't need to make them all paper thin. I'm just going to make those a little thicker. This is a Damascus steel. I counted it. It's about 15, 18 layers. Which means it's a carbon steel knife. I'll have to keep it clean and keep it dry. Stainless knives are good for water resistance, but stainless knives are also good for not keeping an edge. There we go. That's one whole pepper. Look at how much that actually makes when you do that. It's quite a bit. Next bowl. One of our silicone bottom bowls. Drop those right in there. I'm going to leave them like that. Rinse this off. We'll make our zucchini. Now we need probably only one of these. A little bit extra, but that's okay. Because I don't want to lose. I don't want to be short. Where's my towel? There we go. All right. Zucchini wise, we need, I believe it's about a cup. Yeah, cup of sliced halved zucchini. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip off the skin. Again, if you can find one of these, actually, at this point, you might want to actually look at antique stores. Because these older ones, this is from the late 80s, I believe, or early 90s. This one has held its edge the entire time. The newer ones, I don't know. The Chinese steel, I don't know. But I can just peel it right off. And it's not something you can just sharpen. Just comes right off. You could probably spaghetti it if you want to. So we'll cut it in half first, then we'll slice it. Try to hold about 1/4 inch or so thickness. That is a lot more than a cup. We're just going to use one whole one. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh my goodness. Thank you for the follow, Duracy93. Thank you so much. Glad to have you. Welcome in. Again, we do these cooking streams about once a week. If y'all think Sunday's a better day, I can just switch. All right, next up is our onion. We're going to 1/4 and half this, and then we're going to slice up the 1/2 of it. So we're not just going to shred it to pieces immediately, like we do with most recipes. Just sit here. I am so going to pay for this tomorrow, drinking all this caffeine. Oh my goodness. It's not even strong caffeine either. That's the problem. Luckily, that only hit the mat that I'm using here, my stress mat. And thank you for that, Jindal. Thank you. Again, I know it's been like a year, but still. That has done wonders for my back problem as far as the kitchen goes. Oh, this last layer is very thin today. We're going to have an annoying onion today. I suppose that's better than an annoying orange. Trying to get that last layer right there. Oh, there we go. That layer tends to be difficult to get. Guzzy! Oh my goodness, so many raids today. Hello, Guzzy. How are you doing today? Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Hello, Raiders. I got you. How are you doing today, Guzzy? Welcome in.
The boy who came? No, who came to die? Don't put it out. Don't put it out of context.
What you looking at? How are you doing, Guzzy? Welcome in. We are working on our last dish today. We're just kind of making a mild, not mild, but spicy, but easy Thai red curry. We've already made our jasmine rice. We've made some tom yum seafood soup with shrimp. We've already got our other recipe here, which is our basil chicken, which is ready to go. Thank you so much for coming in. Welcome in, everybody, from Guzzy's stream. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate the raids and all the follows and everything else. It's hard these days to get anybody to come in, so really appreciate it. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Guzzy? My goodness, you realize that we've known each other for over 3 years now? I'm about to come up on my 3-year anniversary. It's almost 4 years. No joke. Ah, my goodness. Hungry? Why is it always that close? It takes the most recent one as far as I know. Hello, HexaQ Prime. Welcome in as well. Nice to see that your raid chain is going. Nice. How are you doing? Welcome in. There is not a lot of information for this recipe. I'm going to have to work on this one when I post it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to basically stir fry all of our veggies here until they've softened up. Then we're going to add our coconut milk and other stuff. So for now, we're going to go ahead and get our onions and such ready. For this one, we're going to use our onions kind of not chopped up, but sliced out like this. It's going to be quite a bit of it. How are you all doing today? I know it's late over there, Guzzy. My goodness. You need to get some sleep if you're going to work tomorrow. Probably not going to use all of this onion today. This is quite a bit. I'm trying to be real careful with this knife because this knife will take my fingers right off. Doing all right? I'm doing okay. I've had a couple of bad things happen today, but we're okay. We're going to keep going. So we are working on a Thai red curry. We've got our onion, zucchini, some bean sprouts for this one, as well as carrots. We've got our coconut milk. We've got our red red bell pepper. And we've got our Thai curry paste with the good stuff. What kind of bad things? You don't want me going into that. I hadn't told anybody yet, but basically our mascot for the stream here, it's not just me, it's also Bruce. Bruce is my bearded dragon. She's about 6 years old, and she's kind of got to the point where she's lost most of her weight. She can't eat anymore. So it's not going to be too much longer. But that's a different story. We don't need to discuss that. So I'm going to make a little bit of these green onions here for our serving as well. I'm going to take our green parts of the onion here, or the white parts of the onion here, and just kind of mix those in with these onions. We'll stir fry those along with everything else. And then our green onion here, the actual green part of the onion, we'll use for serving for all of our things today. We've got our tom yum seafood soup, which is finished. We've got our basil chicken, which is made with holy basil and Thai basil, which is also already finished. And we've got our sauces for that. So we're going to switch over here. We still need to make one. We still need to make a couple of fried eggs as well. That's part of that chicken dish. They put a couple of fried eggs on it over the rice. All right. Now, I still need to cut up our chicken. We need to make our chicken for this. So once I start that, I can't do any more vegetables. We've got some cilantro here as well. This is also part of kind of the finish of it. So we're going to cut off about a quarter cup of that, a little over a quarter. We're just going to kind of chop this up a little bit. Loosen up its aroma and its flavor. Oh, I also need to cut up some cucumber. We'll do that too before we start working on our chicken. Cucumber. I'm not going to use quite all of this because I also saved a little bit of this for Bruce. Hopefully she'll eat a little tomorrow. Cucumber is going to be kind of a serving thing for the other dishes because some of them are quite spicy and they use the cucumber to kind of cool it down a little bit. So the phrase cool as a cucumber actually applies here. More than enough right there. This is hers. For those that are wondering, I've included Bruce with our streams a couple of times, several times in the past. She's actually in the banner for the stream as well, sleeping on the controller, because that's what she used to do all the time, is sleep on the controller. Alright, let me get our cornstarch ready, and then we'll start on our chicken. Need about a pound of chicken breast for this, but we have about 4 pounds, so I'm going to have to prep a little bit of it to put it in the freezer, and we'll use it for the next recipes. As far as the cornstarch goes, we're going to need, I believe, a tablespoon. Yeah. So the cornstarch, what this is for thickening up our sauce, as I mentioned. Go ahead and get that ready. Got to get some rest now? Yeah, I know. You're welcome to come get it anytime you like, Guzzy. You know that. Have a good rest, though. I will see you later. You know where to find me. With the cornstarch in this recipe, it's actually saying to add it directly to it, but I don't actually suggest that. I actually suggest mixing in about a tablespoon of water with it first and mixing it in until it dissolves a little bit. Then putting it in. It'll thicken up the sauce a little faster that way. Cornstarch does create something called oobleck if you put enough of it in there. You don't want that for this type of thing. Okay. Set this off to the side and this off to the side. And we'll get ready for our last cook tonight. We're going to make our Thai curry. We're going to use our black iron again. Go ahead and start heating that up. I'm going to use a little more of our safflower and avocado oil for this. A little more than a tablespoon or so, a couple of tablespoons. We want to coat the bottom of the pan. First up is our Thai curry paste. I need to chop up some of our chicken now, so I'm going to go ahead and let that heat up. I'll cut the chicken real quick. This knife is going through it like butter. I tend to use a little bit less than the meats with these types of things. So it may call for a pound, but I'm going to use a little less than that. Save it for another recipe as well. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to do like I usually do and take a lot of time to explain everything today. I don't normally do this on Sunday. Have a good night, Guzzy. Gute Nacht. I know my German's bad. You can tell me later. Alright. The chicken's going to cook relatively quick because it's fairly thin. So that's not too much to worry about. We need about a tablespoon of paste, but I'm going to use a little more than that. That gets spicy. Bring the heat up to about a 5 or so. Make sure we get a good coat. Maybe use a little more of this. Don't know yet. All right, our process for this one is to work our chicken first, then our curry paste, and then our veggies. Then we add milk. I'm going to use a little bit more than I asked for the curry paste, obviously. We want our veggies to be slightly crunchy. No, I'm not throwing it on the floor, Vim. Come on. I have to pay for this food. I have to eat it. Don't do that to me. When you make up your cornstarch, you want to do it like this. You want to add enough water into it that you can mix it in, but it isn't going to stay mixed, so you'll have to stir it again before you put it into your sauce. My goodness, everybody coming in tonight being so wonderful. Really appreciate it. All right, first up is our chicken and our onions. I'm actually going to cook the onions a little bit first. Because I want the onions to be a little bit softer. Oh my goodness, what happened? Oh, thank you, Darkness, for the subscription. I really appreciate it. You all don't have to, but I use the money from these subscription to feed these cooking streams. So every subscription counts and helps towards keeping these streams going. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Rinse the spoon off and use it again. That seems like too much onion to me. We're going to cook them down a little bit. to brown these just a little bit before we add our chicken. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to this as well. You should not use acid in your pan though. Be careful of that. I want to add some lime juice, but I can't really do it. Now the recipe calls for a tablespoon of red curry paste. You can see that that's about a third of the can. I'm going to add a little more than that. But don't add too much because then it will become overpowering. We'll go ahead and add our chicken now too. Here we go. Got a good coating of that red curry paste. I've lost a few onions here and there. One of them hit the floor, but that's all right. We're going to let that start cooking down a little bit. We're going to let this cook for about 2-3 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to bag up our chicken and put it in the freezer. If you bag it up in about 1 pound increments, you'll be able to do a couple of different recipes and you do it carefully. So, buy yourself about 3 or 4 pounds at a time. Make sure that you've got it bagged, you've got bags for it, and you can freeze it. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run. And if you do just a little less, that's okay. If you can get 3 recipes out of it, if not 4, that's pretty good. All right, chicken's all dealt with. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and get back to cooking that. Probably get about 2 more meals, if not 3 out of that chicken, just so you know. So $11 worth of chicken spread across 3 meals is not 3 recipes is definitely not bad. Not 3 meals, 3 recipes. Everything costs so much these days. Use your rice, use your other things. Just exercise a little bit, keep yourself healthy. All right. Our chicken is starting to get a little bit of the coat, a little bit of the white coating on it that it gets when it starts cooking. I'm not sure I can actually add all these veggies to this, but we'll try. I probably should have used the wok for this one. We'll see. Twitch crashed. Oh, Darkness is going for a punt, huh? Alright, hold on just a minute. I gotta think about that. I gotta add in our veggies now. Oh, I really don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we'll try. Oh boy. That is a whole lot for this pan. This is kind of why I got the wok in the first place. And be careful. I may have to pull the pot out. We may just have to switch. We'll let that cook for a minute or two here. I may just switch it to the other pot. Hold on a minute. I gotta take a quick break. Let me don't forget about that redeem. Da, 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 da. You know, if you rearrange the letters of the word mailman, they're going to get kind of angry. I'll give you another one, too. My ex-wife once gave me a rather threatening gift for Christmas one year. It was a calendar. I think she was telling me that my days were numbered. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Still seems kind of, I don't know, it feels late for such an early time, to be honest. All right, I'm going to switch pots. I don't normally do this, but yeah, a lot of these recipes, they tell you it's a one skillet kind of deal, and it's really not. Swap out something a little deeper. This way we can properly stir fry it, add our juice, add our milk in a few minutes. I should have used the lock. I know. Fine. It'll be alright. See, that's a lot easier. This is probably my oldest pot right here that I bought. Add a little more curry paste to it. So I've used a little over half a can. Might have a little bit more of our bean sprout here. Their zucchini is going to take a few minutes to cook. I'm going to bring the temperature up just a little too. Let me switch back over here. Feels late because you're cooking on a Sunday? That's probably very true. Nuggies? Uh-oh. Soup is done? You sent me pics? Okay, I'll take a look, Jared. I'll post them for you if you can't post them too. I have no problem with that. I have a place in my Discord for everybody to post their own recipes and their own pictures as well. Alright, there we go. The heat's back up. This being a steel pan, it probably won't take as long to heat up. Zucchini actually takes a little while to soften up. You don't want it to be too hard. Let that steam for a minute. Make sure I don't stay up late for thinking it's VR or thinking it's Saturday. Yeah, I'm pretty tired, Jindal. I'll be on for a little while, but probably not until 2 a.m. I'm not one of those types. I'm too old for that anyway. I can't stay up till 2 a.m. every day and go to work at 6 in the morning. It just isn't going to happen. I'll probably still end up staying too late anyway, but I'll try not to. All right. Cleaning up right at the moment while that's simmering. We've still got some other things that we've got in the fridge we got to deal with. Here, see, we've got a little bit of liquid starting to come loose. Probably from our veggies. I'm ready to heat up just a little bit more. This is one where you gotta kind of taste it a little to see what's going on. Tomorrow being Monday, I will try to finish our game of Bioshock Infinite. If I do, we'll switch over to Encased. I figured out how to play that now. It'll be a little little less intense on talking. Remember what I said about our thickening agent? You see that? It's already settled. This will not mix. You have to keep it kind of moving around before you use it. There we go. We've got a nice little bit of the veggie juice coming out now. Right now, as it stands, it's going to be very, very spicy, but it isn't really a saucy type of a mix just yet. Once we add our coconut milk, it'll start becoming more of a sauce. Let me check and see how long that's actually supposed to cook real quick. Hey Megami, welcome in. You're gonna go make some chicken curry too. Good, go for it. Alright, we're kind of down to the point where we need to go ahead and mix in our coconut milk and our cornstarch. An entire can. Oh, what's going on? Hello, Lizzie girl. Welcome in. Oh, Doug, Doggett, welcome in as well. How are you doing? Let me get you a shout out here before I mix that in. There we go. Thank you for the follow as well, Zootopia fan. Welcome in, everybody. We are working on our last dish for tonight. We're kind of getting down towards the end. We're making a Thai red curry now. We've already made a couple of others.
Thank you, Fitz. Thank you so much.
We've got tom yum seafood, soup, a couple other things too. All right, adding the cornstarch. Oh, I'll be right there. Hey, Coda, welcome in as well. Yes, we're working on a Thai red curry. Call me Lizzie. How are you? I'm doing okay. Thank you for the follow as well, Blue Mario. Welcome in. Wonder why people make random clips of nothing. I don't know either. They do it to me too. Paris just cooked tuna croquettes, spaghetti, and clam sauce. That's interesting. Thank you, thank you. Oh, this does. And I made Thai basil chicken, known as Gai Krap Pao earlier. I also have, and you can still see it over here, I have a tom yum seafood soup, which I made over here with a galang gal and lemongrass powder mix, which we were trying tonight. We've got shiitake mushrooms, cilantro as well. Right now, I'm bringing this up to a simmer here so that we can get it kind of boiling a little bit, cook the rest of our vegetables. The recipe for this one is basically, you only need 4 minutes. No, you don't need 4 minutes. You need to be careful about some of these recipes. It's going to take a little bit longer than that. But this red curry would be very tasty. Hey, thank you as well for the follow. Let's see, Fido the dog. Welcome in. Thank you, Dog. Welcome in again. I really appreciate you bringing your community in. I'm just a big old kitty over here trying to teach everybody how to cook and make tasty food for themselves and try to be a little bit more healthy. This is my main thing, but I do some gaming streams as well. Tomorrow we'll be working on one as well. I'm going to go ahead and start prepping up our closeout here as well, because y'all kind of rated in near the end. Goodness, we've got basil chicken. We've got sauce for that. We've got some cucumbers and some cilantro. And I need to make a couple of fried eggs as well, but I'm going to do that later. Let's see, what am I going to do tonight? I'm going to rinse out our pan yet again. And we'll make some crispy fried eggs as well right after this stops simmering. There we go. That's what I want to see. This is zucchini, about a pound of chicken, about one whole medium-sized yellow onion, and about double the amount of red curry paste as they call for in the recipe. And we're just going to add a can of coconut milk. We're just going to let this simmer for a few minutes until it thickens up. Fido, yeah, I figured it out. It's always interesting to see how everyone cooks something different, plus how they cook it, and sometimes it comes out so amazing. I try. It doesn't always come out great. If something just does not come out the way it's supposed to, I will admit it and I'll tell you. And then I'll try to change it and update it so that it does come out better. Not everybody's idea of what's good is always good. You know that. You know that's for a fact. Well, let it simmer for just a second. I'm going to go ahead and get all these clean dishes out. Fortunately, usually I do these streams on Saturday, but I couldn't do it this week on Saturday because my daughter was visiting. So I'm doing it tonight at the last minute. It's a little bit of a stressor because I got to do everything all at once that I normally do on Sunday after the stream. So it's a little difficult, but we're working on it. We will get it. I just gotta do it all at one time while we're doing the stream, right? We're gonna let this simmer pretty well here until it thickens up some. This has a very strong coconut smell to it. Our chicken is definitely done. Our veggies are pretty much done. But I want to make sure that it cooks a little bit longer because the zucchini tends to take a while. I don't like the order that this recipe was in. I think I'm going to change it a little. But I post the recipe in our Discord. I think I'm going to have us put in the zucchini along with the onion and do it in advance because it needs to cook a while. Zucchini takes a while to soften up. It's basically squash. But it's a lot more firm than just yellow squash. And a lot of yellow squash you can cook very quickly. It'll boil up in like half an hour or less. Big thing is that I do meal prep here, and I am not going to be able to do that tonight. I do not have time. That's what I usually do on Sunday. I will, however, consider in the future, since everybody wants to see it, Maybe doing a few more of these streams on Sundays. There's been a lot of love tonight. I really appreciate it. Just a second, and I'll check on that. I also suggest that when you're doing meal prep, that you use the more expensive stuff. Don't use those super cheap, really thin plastic things that they sell at big chain stores. I'm sorry, but those are just not very good. They don't last long. You can't microwave heat them. You're better off using Pyrex. Even if it's cheap Pyrex, which is soda glass, you're still better off using those. Almost done. You also suggest, as I'm doing right now, doing all your cleaning while you're cooking. I made some whipped style pancakes this morning. They were very light and fluffy, very, very thick. It puffed up quite nicely. I used that recipe on stream a couple weeks ago, and I'm definitely going to have to catch up and post that one as well because it worked out very well. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's just getting more and more juice. This is what we want. We want it to be quick as well. This is more or less done. This is pretty much done. I don't want to overdo it, but the chicken needs to marinate a little bit in that sauce. Let me get some prep stuff ready. What if I send a cursed food? You go right ahead. I've considered making a few of them. I've actually considered when we hit 1,000 viewers, followers, making some cursed food. I've already made a few mean ones, but don't think I can. I can make cursed food too. All right, we've got just about all the dishes ready, except for what's on the stove. I don't think you all understand. I've posted it a few times. It's on memes. I don't think that looks like food. Dog at Bellymoy, can you taste it? Yeah. One thing I've always told people is that if they really want, if they're actually nearby, I don't mind posting a little bit here and there and making food for people. I really don't. As long as I know who you are. I don't let random people in my house. You wouldn't either. Alright, this is done. But I am going to taste this sauce because I need to know how spicy it is. Pretty good. But I'm going to add a little more. By a little more, I mean all of it. Don't do this if you're not prepared to do this. That's the whole can. No joke. The original recipe is only 1 tablespoon. I just added 4. But that coconut milk just reduces it down so much. Be ready for that. I don't think that looks like food. I've seen some stuff. One of them was somebody making something that they were calling a fish tank. It was basically an entire pile of sushi made up to look like a tank. I could do it, but that would cost a lot of time and money because that's a couple $100 worth of stuff. I've made pizza burgers before. I've done stuff like that. Don't think I won't. I need to let the curry paste cook for a minute or two before we finish. Thank you for following. Something I didn't finish today. Cleaning that mess up. Oops. Okay. We're almost done. Looks like it's cooked down pretty well. 20 minutes, my butt. Three cups jasmine rice is quite a lot, by the way. All right, I'm going to switch this back over. I'll be eating the red curry for dinner tonight. Can you do cheese looking like Crocs? That's an interesting one. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. So we've got our stove off tonight. So this one is our red curry here, of course, that I just made. We've got a nice, very nice coconut and spicy sauce. This will be very, very tasty. It looks a little yellow, but it's actually a little bit more orange. We've got a Thai basil chicken recipe here. I needed to make up a pan for this. Actually, when this is served, we're going to put this on top of the rice. We're also going to make some fried eggs and put the fried egg on top of it as well and just kind of let the egg simmer into it. And then we also serve it with our chili that we made, our chili and lime juice. And then you also will put a couple of cucumbers on there like that because that's going to be very, very spicy. Then we have our tom yum seafood soup. We've got a little bit of our serving onion here. We'll just, put a little bit of that on there and call it good. We've got our cilantro as well for the same reason. You can put a little pinch of that on there too. And that is pretty much it for tonight. I wanted to finish by 8 tonight. I needed some time to be able to prep this stuff because I've got to make about 8 or 9 different containers for this. Normally, like I say, I do this on Saturday, and then I do the prep part that you're seeing here on Sunday. So I'm going to bring the sun back here. The red curry is not new. This is new, so I thought I'd bring this up. Fire cooking live stream 500. Okay, we're going to do human-sized cake. I don't think I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can't do that. But I tell you what, we are rapidly approaching 750, and we're getting close to 1,000. I don't normally do desserts. I don't normally do much baking. Baking is more of a science. Cooking is more of an art. Hey, Slushy! Oh my goodness, I bumped the camera. Oh no. I'll go over it one more time. We've got tom yum seafood soup here. This is shiitake mushroom, tom yum, and a tom yum base, a little cilantro, some onion, and some shiitake mushrooms. We've got a little bit of topping here with our green onion and our cilantro. Then we also have our new recipe, which is gai kapau, which is a basil ground chicken recipe with green beans. Green beans are crunchy. We've got about 10 spicy peppers in here. We've also got this, which is an acidic lime juice with the chili peppers and garlic, which is served with this. I'm going to make a couple of fried eggs to go with it as well. And then they also put these cucumbers on the plate as well. I couldn't do the whole thing tonight. Send the VOD. Yeah, I know. Everybody wants me to do that. And then over there in the corner, we have some Thai red curry, which we just made. Hey, Jack Eugene, welcome in. But for tonight, I'm going to stop here because I just don't have time. I'm going to have to prep all this as well as clean up all at one time, and I've only got like an hour. So I'm going to do that and head on out of here. I really appreciate everybody coming in tonight, and there were so many raids and so much love for tonight. I really appreciate it. Today's been a bad day. But I'm glad to see everybody here. I'm going to try out the shrimp soup, the seafood soup, and I'm going to try out our new version of red curry because I have simmered that for quite a while now, and I'm hoping it's quite good. And I also want to taste our basil chicken. You want to see the finished plate? I tell you what, if I have enough to do that with, I'll make you one Slushy and I'll post it in Discord. I think you're there. Again, anybody that wants to join Discord, you can join tonight. The link is under the stream. You just need to let me know that you're there, and I'll be glad to add you in. So with that, I'm going to head on out of here. Oh, that'd be the wrong one. For tonight, I really want to appreciate join down and give a I appreciate Bio and Dio and Jindal and Scala and Sen and everybody else who's always volunteered to help moderate the stream and keep our whole community safe. Okay, Slushy, I'll grab it. And I want to thank Ruru for helping out with everything so much. Thank you, hon. And let's see, what else do we have tonight? We had a bunch of different raids. Thank you, Fido the dog, and Blue Mario, and Zootopia Fan, and Darius, Tasty Man Milk. Welcome back. Oh gosh, it's going by too fast. The raids from Brownie and Doggett and Guzzy and Darkness. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It's so hard to get onto the recommended list now. 6 months sub. What will be the baby's name? Well, you got to get to 9 months to find out. Thank you, Instance, eBear, Fluttertail, and Dark Dragon, and Tesla as well for the follows. I really appreciate it. Let me see if I can find somebody to raid tonight. When I do the VR streams, it's hard to do raids because it's so difficult to search anything, but I think tonight we're good to go.
Guys, I'm leaning towards number 1.
Let's see. Oh my goodness, I'm not logged in. Okay, hold on just a minute, and we will set up a raid. Looks like the raid command is not working. Let me try it over here. We're going to raid a friend of mine who I don't talk to a ton, but we've interacted a good bit, and he's part of several groups that I'm in. So let me see if we can do that tonight. There we go. We're going to go ahead and raid Widdick. Widdick is a panda that's kind of fire-based as well. Widdick's working on I actually didn't check. Oh gosh, I'm in such a hurry tonight.
Guys, I'm leaning towards number 1.
Dragon Age Inquisition. So if you all would, if you'd hang on for a couple of minutes for the raid, and we're going to go raid Widdick and send the love on over. As for a raid message, we're going to do just kind of our standard for this stream. Since it's a cooking stream, we're just going to go on in here. If you would, get a copy of the raid message. You can cut and paste it into chat if you'd like to make sure that you got a good copy of it. There you go. We're going to go raid Widdick Firestorm. He's working on Dragon Age Inquisition. So let's all hang on. We'll head on out over to Widdick and have a great weekend. We will, well, what's left of it. We will be back on Monday to try and finish up with BioShock Infinite. I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye!